100, 97, 94, 91, 88, 85, 82, 79, 66, 73, 70, 67, 64, 61, 58, 55, 52, 49, 46, 43, 40, 37, 34, 31, 28, 25, 22, 19, 16, 13, 10, 7, 4, 1.
So I'm unfolding a folded fish by Elias Halloran. This fish has a tail step, a covering step, the two fins, and notice that this is a 3 by 3. There's another polygon in here. This is closely also a 3 by 3. This has a layering. And now you see it's going in reverse. I just want to get us to this step. So it is sufficient to have a shape like this, and then it's easy to finish the design. So let's start by getting the fish from a single square sheet of paper to this shape right here. Seem to be doing it in green. This is done by making eighths in the paper. You can see that's pretty close. If you want to get a little bit closer into this, it definitely pays to move your head towards the crease so that you can see very, very closely that these two sides are exact. These creases should be pretty sharp. I don't know if you're noticing, but this is a high gloss paper, and because this is done on the 8x8, high gloss paper is an excellent medium. I have one other origami fish by Elias Halloran, and this is of a slightly lower gloss kami, and I think that in a side-by-side comparison here, you can agree with me that the high gloss here is a lot nicer than the lower gloss one. So this eighths part are the actual same size as these squares I'm pointing at. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's one in red, which I think looks pretty cool. This paper has a little bit of a smell to it. Happens to be from a place called Kim's Crane. So it is possible to line these up by hand, but it's not necessary to do it that way. This step can seem a bit torturous at first, I would say here, but as origamists, you might be able to do this a lot quicker than I can. At this time. This is the last crease here, and if you notice, there's a color change on the model. I can unfold this sheet, and then you see that there's a 2x2 square there, and we want to make that square. So I would remind you that this is the inner side and this is the outer side. So we're gonna make a closed crease there, and some of these origamis are really a one step crease pattern, crease that, collapse, sort of a 3-step model. This is a little bit better than that. So if you pay attention here, we're now gonna make a depression on the outer side so that the inner side is like that. And as you want to observe, this is in correspondence. So this is good. Now, there's another layer to it. We're actually going to push this upward so it pops out. Right, so interestingly, this is the first time I've used these puppet gloves for doing an origami demonstration. You'll see in my earlier demonstrations that I don't use this. So this is correct now. And this isn't an awkward step. It's going to come down like that. So see that. Okay, now this is beginning to become correct. That's right. With these gloves, it's turning out to be very messy. I would expect that your design is a little bit better. So we can actually tuck in the tail section, which is just fine. That's correct. Okay, so we want to pick out a sub square, the 3x3, from the larger 5x5 here. And that's an imaginary square for the time being. 1, 2, 3. So on the third, it's time for a closed looking crease. And we're going to turn that around as such. So this is your left, this is the right. And we're going to make a reverse fold through the layers. So there's essentially 2 dips in there. So that is done. I'm lining up this edge to this edge, and that's correct here. I want to do the same sort of thing in repetition, as to repeat. That was coming undone. This is coming together. But it should look long like this. This is the fish mouth side. This is the fish tail side. At this point, it's fine to make these fins. So I'm going to do a Elias stretch right on the flap. Actually, it pays to do a pre-creasing there and a pre-creasing here. There's a rip that occurred because I hadn't done these pre-creases. So now it's going to be a lot better. This is a glossy paper, so something like taunt paper or washi paper would be a lot less likely to rip. So that's done, and I think that you can see the correspondences here. I'm actually using my left index finger here to improve the handling and folding. Okay. So no more ripping. The rest of this is pretty easy. We need to turn it over, and we're actually going to make a bit of a straight line through here. So there to there. On my right hand side, bringing it in there too. So now this is a bit of paper, and it's going to work out nicely because this paper is going to hide the little rip there mistake I made. Now we want to do what's called a squash fold, like in the preliminary fold. And go ahead and fold this back, because it creates a fairly nice color change. So you can see that it is complete. If it came to be untucked, retuck that. Great. So this one is very good as a flat model. It's a good idea to have a means like perhaps glass or a book could be used. If it is flatter, it is better. Thank you for watching.